Fans awaiting the championship match tonight in the championship bowling Duckpin Pro Tour. Ron Korecky, Rich Downing. Rich, of course, our top seed, 39 out of Camp Springs, Maryland, which is near Andrews, Maryland. And Ron Korecky will bowl first. So Rich Downing had the option and decided to force Ron Korecky to bowl first.
Well, he probably won't start this game the way he did the last one. Mike, I can personally tell you how both of these bowlers feel. There's not a star on either one of their backs. They've had opportunities. Ronnie finished second, as we said, in 1985. Rich has been to Sunday many, many times. He was a #1 bowler in D.C., in the Washington, D.C. area in 1985. We have Ronnie starting with a 9 frame. These bowlers are very similar style, where they both turn the ball in from the right-hand side.
Whoa, Rich Downing makes a statement there that he wants one of those stars, signifying a win on the Duckpin Professional Bowlers Tour. First time we've had an opportunity to look at Rich Downing tonight, see the form and the results and the kick.
The similarities are even surprising to me. They really are, and I've watched many bowler. And until you have the opportunity to see the replays, you really don't realize how close everyone is in their finish.
Oh, he's got a 9.
It's pretty impressive too, because that was a tight hit and he moved a lot of pins around, and that adds to the bowler's confidence to know that he has the stuff on the ball he needs to move the pins. So he's not fishing at all. He's bowled 2 frames, thrown 3 balls exactly where he wants them, so he looks very strong, giving Ronnie a little dose of his own medicine.
Getting off to that quick start.
He dished out last game, exactly. He's been second. Ronnie has been second once, and Rich has been second 3 times. So
both been in the situation where they put it together to win, and he's got it. That's a big ball for him, as he's able to chalk up the strike in the second frame. Keep pace with Rich Downing. Another shot at the Korecky strike.
Tell you, Mike, there aren't many games more exciting than the Duckpin game, to watch these things happen and to see the emotion and the adrenaline and the excitement just build. So close. He pushed it right through, leaving the 2, 4, 6, and 10, and being on a strike, he really has to go safe. He'll favor the left side of the 2-pin, of course, but
he's got it! What a great shot by Ron Korecky. And so he throws a strike and a spare back at Rich Downing, and we'll take a look again.
If you watch, Mike, he catches the right side, and what happens there is the pros shoot the front pin.
There's Rich Downing, and he's got a strike. So these two guys have come out and are slugging it out in the early frames. Third match of the night for Ron Korecky. He was the 4th seed, had to beat the #3 seed Kurt Johnson and the #2 seed Dale Guess in a match we just completed to get to this point. Rich Downing, the high qualifier, so he sat in the #1 position until this point.
Get lucky!
Okay, in a way, as you hear somebody yell, "Get lucky," he's lucky is that he has 2 balls to count on the strike, because he didn't let that get away a little. Rich was a little inconsistent in his qualifying, even though he shot 1583. He had a high game of 210. In 3 games, the 5th, 6th, and 7th, he averaged 184, shooting 553. 3 other games, he averaged 121, shooting 365. So it was a seesaw battle for Rich.
Up and down, first open frame in the match for him. He's at 67 through 4 frames. And now Ron Korecky steps in. He's working on a spare in that third.
And a count in the mark, and we're back to even. Like, whoops, that one really got away.
Yeah.
Very fortunate to get those 7. Ronnie is very not happy with the ball, but very happy with the 7 count. That was closer to 1 than it was 7. Hold still, the pins are rocking. Tough shot. He'll bang the front pin and hope to use the rubber, make something happen. Oops. You have to hit one to make it, Mike.
It's like in golf. If you're not up, you're not in. You've got to hit the ball here at some point so that you can give yourself an opportunity to spread some action around, and chops the front one out.
100% of the pins you don't hit don't fall, right? 67-54. Rich Downing leads by 3 over Ron Korecky. These bowlers also have bowled together many, many times in open tournaments, with Rich being from the D.C. area and Ronnie from Baltimore.
Ron Korecky trailing by 13 after 4. He's got a 9 there. There's his wife.
Girlfriend.
Hopefully soon to be wife. Huh?
Oh, I think so.
If she has anything to say about it, I would imagine. And here's Ron.
And he hit the 10 pin that he had problems.
Comes back.
Ronnie mentioned to me that he works very hard at keeping a level head, at keeping himself calm and not letting one ball bother the next one. Here we have Rich bowling the 5th frame.
Chops through the middle.
So many times. 1, 5, 8, and 9. 2 more good balls for a 10 frame. Okay, nice try.
And he gave it a good try, and he's got 2 more to pick up with the 3rd ball.
We're back to a close game as Ronnie marked in the 5th, giving him 64 plus. Rich Downing hits these 2 pins, he'll have 77. So it's a 13 pin lead for Rich minus Ron's first ball.
He's got a 77 in the 5th. And you'll take a look here.
Except for the difference in their size, Mike, everything else is very similar. Rich, of course, is a larger built man than Ronnie. They both bowl from the right side. They both turn the ball from right to left. Whoops, he helped that one a little.
Got some help, and he's going to need some help here with this particular shot.
If you watch, Rich has a tendency once in a while to point out, or to do what I pointed out earlier, and that is get a little ahead of himself, and he leans forward. And that, when he does that, he drags the ball across to the left side.
That picks up 10 pins, gives him 87 after 6, and that means we'll take a break. Midway through this championship match between Downing and Korecky. We'll see who comes out on top and wins their first tour title when we come back. That's where we are, the Longmeadow Bowl in Hagerstown, Maryland. Take a look at the Duckpin ball. No holes in that ball.
No holes, so that's the weapon. That's what we use, I don't know if you'd call it. We wouldn't be defending ourselves, but to attack that fella right there, the enemy, the 10 enemies 60 feet away, as Ron Korecky takes aim. Ron has a mark in the 5th with 64 plus a ball. Rich Downing, 87 through 6 frames, so we can switch the lead here, depending what Ron does.
Get it! One more, get over there!
Not a bad 7, Mike. He hung it out to the right, leaving the 1, 2, 4. A very good spare opportunity.
Makeable, and certainly would like to come away with a spare here to put himself right back in contention with the possibility of going out in front in the match.
Look out.
Missed it.
Common mistake. We tend to overshoot, and that's when your center of attention becomes the pocket when You really need to focus on the object pin.
He's got 10.
It's very upsetting to pick the object off of a spare shot, but it's more upsetting to hit the back.
Let's see exactly what happened there as Ronnie comes through.
It's
And
gonna,
there you see, just
so
missed it.
close, but he overshot it.
One time.
Trails by 6. After 6.
That's a good one.
Yeah, he's got that one down.
Okay, he'll be
That
shooting
helped out a little bit.
Cover it up.
the number 6 for a spare, a much needed spare. He's 6 pins behind after 6 frames, 87 to 81. I believe he shot this pin 2 times flawlessly in the other matches, and he hits it again.
Well, Rich, ready, baby.
As we mentioned before, Rich Downing's been second 3 times. He was beaten by Jimmy Wolfensberger, top notch. Dave Volk, one of the best, voted the best left-hander of all time. And he lost to Hank Howard, so nothing to be ashamed of with those 3 seconds. Rich has won 3 Open tournaments, the Nick Tronke Open in 1970, Glen Burnie Open in 1983, and the Jimmy Deitch Open in 1984. Been bowling 31 years. Been a tour member for 20. We had a pinfall, so we have to have a respot there. Collects baseball cards, Mike.
It's a big hobby, especially these days when it's so lucrative. And we're going to take a look once again at Rich Downing.
Boy, does he look down the lane.
And let's watch those pins fly.
Rich knows if he doesn't convert this 3-6-10 shot that he has, he has a pretty good chance of losing the lead. That's a tough shot. You have the 9 pin sleeping in the back. It's kind of hard. Drove it right through.
So spare in the 7th for Rich Downing. Both Downing and Korecky once again looking for their first Duckpin Pro Tour victory. With that, we'll go $2,000 first prize. And the most coveted thing, probably in addition to the money, is the star that they get to wear to the next tournament.
No doubt. And the fact you know you can win, Mike, after you sew that on, they can't take it away from you.
It's always the first one is the toughest one, they say.
I believe they're right.
There's Rich Downing looking for the spare, and he left it shy.
Same mistake Ronnie made, the overshooter. You tend to shoot the pocket, and Boulder will be the first to tell you, I didn't shoot the pocket, but I think you mentally you kind of slip, and you do favor it.
Well, the 10 in the 8th gives Rich Downing a 115. Ron Korecky working on an 81 with a spare.
Back down to nitty gritty, Mike. Counting the mark, and we have a switch in the leads again.
Oh, he got 9. He wanted a little bit more than that. It looked pretty good on the way down.
Beautiful ball. Didn't keep anything on the deck. Drove all 9 of them in the pit.
It's a very important pin right here for him.
Yes, and he hasn't had to throw many balls on the left side, which can be a factor.
Yes, sir.
He's got that one.
Good job.
Looks like he might have an easier time with the ones on the left side of the alley than the ones on the right, which we've seen him miss tonight.
The 10, and yet he shot the 6, which is right next to it, flawlessly, you know, so it's... You don't average 150 and really have a weak pin. Maybe we just saw something very unusual. Big ball. He's down 5. Ooh. A little strong. He really put a little extra on that and then just pushed it right through. It was a well-thrown ball, and he has the 4-6. I'm glad he's trying to figure out what to do with it. He has a 3-pin lead. And personally, I would say you try to slap one of those off the rubber.
Well, we'll see how he plays it. He's gone after it that way in the past. Hit it head on and buries it, and so he'll have the third ball. Try to pick up the full 10 here in this frame.
Whoops.
Missed it. 127 for Ron Korecky in the ninth.
Okay, it was Rich's choice once again to make Ronnie bowl the 10th frame last. So if Rich marks one of the 2 frames, he's going to put Ronnie on a mark. If he marks 2 of the frames, he can put Ronnie on a double.
Let's see what happens. Rich Downing bowling for the win here. And
okay, he pushed
got
8
8
of them in the pit, leaving a 3-6.
Working in an open frame for the last time out.
He shot that awful quick. Did
yes,
you
he
notice,
did.
Mike?
He didn't take his time.
The nerves do that to you.
He leaves 1. He's got 9, so he's got a 124, trailing by 3 as he bowls the 10th.
I think what happens in that situation, you're standing there and you're telling yourself, I don't want to stand here and tighten up. And you take off, and you saw the results of it. He's 3 behind.
See Ron Korecky got that cotton mouth.
Oh,
I don't know how much water you can drink. It still doesn't go away. As the balls return, and we're ready to go in the 10th. Rich Downing.
Rich takes his last swing at victory here. He's got to go for it.
There.
He's got to go for it, Mike. He's 3 pins down, and if he don't mark, the best he can do is make Ronnie get 8 to win. And having to make this, I think you really have to shoot between the 4 and 7 in the left corner to tilt it. Whoops, he shot the slide 5. Okay, Ronnie's going to need 7 or 8 to win. And we're going to crown a new champion regardless.
132, so Rich Downing finishes, and Ron Korecky needs 6 or more and can wrap it up on this 1 ball.
Much to the misfortunes of Rich Downing, who missed 2 out of 3 in the last 2 frames.
Well, he's got it. He's got 8.
He got a winner.
9.
Rich now has 4 second-place finishes. Still not bad. You had to get there to have a shot, right? And Ronnie will post his first star.
Did it the hard way, too, coming off the bottom of the ladder, climbing from the 4th seed.
He sure did.
And he's got it. Finishes strongly. And he'll have another one coming up.
137 plus this ball for our champion Ron Korecky from Baltimore, Maryland. .142, 132, Mike.
And Ron Korecky completes the climb up the ladder. Somewhat of a surprise as he beats the top 3 people in the seeds above him, Kurt Johnson, Dale Guess, and of course in this match, Rich Downing by 10 pins as you take a look at our champion, Ron Korecky. We'll be back to wrap things up from the Longmeadow Bowl coming up right after this.